Yep, I got you. You're going up.
All right, let's do it live on a Friday edition of the program. Merely Bo, the Great Z, Snowmageddon on the way. What the models are showing anywhere between 2 and 26 inches of snow.
That's right. 850 inches, I would estimate.
Gibbe, who is your dude that
Anywhere between.
Who's the dude that you love from the Weather Channel?
Cantori, baby.
Jimmy Cantori.
All right, did you see him on McAfee?
Oh, yeah. He's made the tour.
Like
I saw him
today.
on social media.
You see him today? I'm pretty sure he was wearing like a robe
He's in
That
a
on
would-
robe.
McAfee. I'm pretty sure he was
That would
wearing
be a
white.
very Cantori
What?
thing to do.
What was that?
I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, I think he was wearing a white robe. He looked like a white terry cloth robe that he was wearing while he was on with McAfee today. It was
Like
awesome.
in the elements? Or
No, like
in his
in his
shower?
house.
He was at a shower.
Yeah, it looked like he
just got out of the shower and like, fine, I'll do a hit.
Yeah. I was just in the hot tub.
Well,
some
remember
shanks.
when we were going to have him on, what was it, the year that our game with Buffalo got moved to Detroit?
Oh, yeah.
He was going to come on with us because he was in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But, like, his nap time was, like, during our show.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's up at, like, 5 a.m.
5
for all
a.m.
the morning show
Sure.
stuff.
How do you know him?
Just weather stuff.
Oh, just through the
I know
years.
his producer.
Multiple
okay,
weather
okay.
aficionados. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My
I mean,
wife
it's a club.
worked with the I don't even know if she's still at Weather Channel, but for a long time Stephanie Abrams was on Weather Channel, and she worked with my wife at the ABC affiliate in Tallahassee, and that was always like because that's out of Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of
Yeah, and Abrams went to Florida, I believe.
I think
I
that's
think
true.
she was a Gator.
Yeah. She was at the same station.
He
as
is
my wife.
literally wearing a bathrobe.
That's great.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like
I wasn't paying attention to that earlier. Yeah.
It's awesome.
if you were to say, like, this is the most bleak I've ever seen a forecast.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Coming out of what we've had since November, this is really the most bleak I've ever seen.
I'm
on the
making-
AccuWeather right now.
I'm making beef soup Sunday, and I'm hunkering down, brother.
You're going to have to. You don't have a day over 30 until Wednesday, February 4th. Not a day over 30.
And that might
30.
be one. You really don't have a stretch
Then
over
you have
30.
two. It's
since-
31 and 30, the 4th and 5th of February.
Okay, and then you have nothing again until the combine, the week of the combine. We have nothing until the end of February.
All right, now, this gets dicey because you're talking about way out there.
Yeah,
but
which they don't
you're
know, but
talking-
that's what they're saying.
Yeah, when you look at the full month of February, there's not a date. So the combine is what, like the late 20s?
27th
7th or
23rd.
23rd.
Okay, so that's your
That's where it
44.
gets-
Like that weekend's like 44, 34. But you're right. Like there's not a consecutive warmth until the middle of the month.
And that means,
And by warm, I mean 34, 35.
that means we're going to have snow on the ground through February.
When do we want to? I think there will be snow on the ground
I'm over it.
St. Patrick's Day.
I remember that St. Patrick's Day when it was like 80 and I golfed and it was great in Cleveland.
We were doing this show then because
Yeah.
I remember that day because it was like 80 degrees. That's pretty
fantastic.
rare.
We actually, if I recall, we played golf in February.
Not this year.
No, but
Not here, it
that
won't.
year, I was in Florida in February.
Yeah.
And it was warmer up here.
Oh,
than it
that's
was
right.
Back down in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, this is bleak. This is very, very bleak. In our youth basketball, this is the tournament weekend.
Oh, man. What are they
It's
doing?
the tournament. They're going to schedule it. I was talking to my buddy who's the coach at Brecksville, and he and I were talking. And he goes, "You think they'll cancel?" He's like, and I'm like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Yeah, you're probably right. They're probably just going to all think we're absolute lunatics, and we'll just somehow find a way to show up to these games."
Boy, last year it was your Hudson lacrosse weekend. It might have been a small hurricane that went through.
That's right.
Oh, my
now we're
goodness,
dealing
yeah.
with a
Yeah,
blizzard.
Yeah, full on blizzard. Feet of
Perfect.
snow.
Well, I got my friends down on the west coast of Florida who are 80 and
all right.
sunny. Having the time of their lives.
If you look at the map, it's just kind of basically like middle of Central Florida down, and everything else is a debacle.
Yeah.
Just a debacle.
Yeah.
Not great.
Sweet.
Not great.
Sweet.
We're on day 19 of the 120-day plan. Jaguars offensive coordinator Grant Yudinsky is in the building today to complete
saw him.
his second interview for the vacant head coaching position. All right. Well, okay. What did you think? What was your
saw him.
makeup?
Hey,
You just saw him walk through.
good-looking guy.
Just size him up?
Yeah.
Give me a height.
Okay. I see he was sitting when I saw him, so I can't. But a nice sized head, which would indicate a big brain to me.
Nice size head.
Yeah. Good head of hair. He's a handsome guy. He looks like
There was a villain on the Ninja Turtles cartoon the boys used to watch called Crane, which all he was just a brain. He was Shredder's buddy, and he was just his entire being was just a brain.
Yeah, there's a show, Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Pinky and the Brain is so great.
Yeah, brains are great.
That's great.
It's important.
Big brain to hold.
Big brain.
Big skull to hold that big brain.
All right, I got something for the people, though, given that we know what this weather is going to be. It's going to be a little dicey. I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to throw this up
What do you got here?
Look at this.
Oh,
These are
look
the
at
cords. These are the Red Vanley cords we talked about. Look at that.
those.
Would you look at that? Oh, man.
I like the texture.
It's like a warm hug for your lower half. I'd say.
It's like Costanzi. If it were
say.
socially acceptable, he'd be ensconced in velvet.
Yeah, but
these
these
are. I mean, it's a
and
real
you
soft
know,
to the
as
feel.
we know, and listen, I'm
Do some
not
lunges
afraid.
in 'em.
Yeah,
yeah,
look
for
at
sure.
that. Look at the flexibility I had. As we're on a few second delay there on X, and you know, we all know the secret, right? They're pull-ups. So
Who was it? Was it G-Man who
It's
said that
incredible.
last year? Was he like? I think last year was it G-Man who was like, wait a second, are they wearing pull-ups?
yeah. But you don't know it. These look like business pants.
You wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't know. In
No,
fact,
it's a sturdy. It looks like a sturdy production there.
I got a nice compliment when somebody said that you have you wore the best pants in here, and I know that your pants are not actually pants; they're non-pants pants. And I said, well, thank you.
You walked in with that and the hat from the Hunt for Red October.
Oh, yeah.
He does have that.
I mean,
I would have
real-
liked to have seen Montana.
I had a real nice entrance today.
Oh, look at that.
I mean,
there
it's
you go.
fantastic.
I mean, this hat,
That's warm.
it's so warm, and I can go flaps down if I want to.
Sure, if you need to.
But I think this is kind of the look.
It's quite stately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like it's good. So this is my when I take.
Where'd
Luca
you
to the grocery
scoop
store.
that up?
This was actually a gift from Mother Russia. Yeah, this is the real deal. This is from Russia.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
from my
You were buddies with
my
Putin?
children's grandmother.
Your children's grandmother was from
Was
Russia.
in Russia.
Oh, in
and brought
Russia
this
and
back
brought
for
it
me.
back.
Yeah, which was
Wow.
very nice. So thank you.
How
And I
about
still
it?
wear it today. I wear it to the grocery
Looks
store.
great.
I mean, when it's like this,
I'm going to say this right now. I think the only way that you can wear that is if you are of your size.
yeah.
I think you have to be 6'5".
Okay,
I think that's important.
and then you can go like this. You can go.
Yeah, you get the. We had those on the Ponderosa, but they weren't made of Russian sable.
Yeah, what do you think of this?
That's a great look. That's warm.
This is warm.
Something happens to you on the way home, no big deal. You're fine.
Oh yeah,
Fine.
this part of me will be fine. The
Yeah.
cranium intact.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
What do you think? I think flaps up is a better look, though.
I think they're both really great.
Yeah,
I mean, one definitely has a Boris Karloff feel to it.
No doubt.
I mean, that's very much in play.
flaps up for sure. The other one's got a little cousin Eddie.
Little Cousin Eddie. No, I think it's more dip. It's like a sophisticated Cousin Eddie.
Yes, well, clearly.
Very sophisticated
talking-
Cousin Eddie.
Like, this is the real
genuine. I can tell.
So I was wearing it, and
Yeah.
I had Beatbox, who we've referenced many times. My good buddy Beatbox he's like, dude, I got to get one of those.
Yeah.
And he went and looked them up. This is not a cheap item.
No, I don't imagine it is.
No, it's a
No, I don't
this is
imagine it is.
And I'll tell you, like my head right now, it was like sweating.
Yeah.
Like that is the warmest hat known to me. I should have brought that one to Chicago with me. I needed that for my feet when we were in Chicago. If I could have worn a couple of those on my
there
feet,
you
that
go.
would have been really good.
Do your kids wear coats?
Not really. Like they would go in and I'm like, do you want a coat? It's 5 degrees today. And they're like, and I'm like,
They go. So
I mean, they
it
have
might have been a
them.
product of where I grew up, but like every time that we went anywhere in a car and it was winter, one of the questions that was asked was,
got your coat.
"Do you have your coat,
Yeah.
hat, gloves?" And it was always as if there was a chance that the car there was a better than average chance the car would break down.
Yep.
What are we gonna do if we break down? Are you gonna stay warm? Like that was always you better have a contingency if the car breaks down. Now I don't know if my dad was running bad rigs for like my whole life. I have no idea. But it was a constant. What happens if we break down? What happens if we get a flat tire? Are you going to freeze to death? Now, obviously,
My mom has a
lot
whole
more people. Yeah, of course.
thing in her car right
Savvy.
now. Yeah,
Savvy
she's even
Nana.
got. I think she's got walnuts
Savvy.
in there in case.
Of course she
needed
does.
to
In case you
snack.
need to nosh on something, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
NBC today, going to school. He's got a hoodie and sweats and Birkenstock clogs. And I go, Bud, no coat? He's like, why? I'm just going from the car to inside.
Yep. That's what they say. That's what
Okay.
they say today. Okay.
Okay.
It makes my mom nervous. Sometimes I go and, if you're going to go for a soak or something and you're just like in a robe and some flip-flops, like, well, what if your car gets stopped?
Yeah.
What if you break down? You're in your flip-flops. Well,
It's a gamble I'm willing to take.
those are odds. Those are odds I'm not worried about. Those I'm not.
I think me and the tow truck guy'd have a laugh about it.
for sure.
I think
For
it's
sure.
okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Oh, I had a big moment. Big moment. This made me very happy. We've lamented my drop-off line issues before in the program. So anytime you have temperatures like this, then you're definitely going to get like drop-off right in front of the door when the waivers go in. But this happened Wednesday. It was Wednesday. I was the one who had to make the decision on are we going to drop, like, are we going to pull all the way around
you
the
pull
way
all
that
the
it
way
worked?
up. You know
so
that.
I pulled all the way up. Now, many times when I do this, the car behind me still stops at the door, and there's a huge gap between me and the door. I'll be damned if they all didn't follow. They all followed. A
There we
full
go.
16-car drop-off. I wanted to hug the mom in the minivan.
That's
I
how
was
you
so
do it.
proud of her.
That's
I was
how you
so
do it.
proud of the car behind in the Suburban. I was so proud of a full drop-off without the supervision of the waivers. Really made my day.
And this is where you go. That's where you.
It says right there.
That's how it's done.
Right there.
And that's how it's done. There should have been a lot of high fives shared.
I was excited.
I'm
I was
excited.
very excited about it.
As soon as you started the story, I began to get excited.
Phillip Rivers to the Bills?
What a transition.
I'm going to tell you something.
This coaching search is bizarre.
Let me just say this on Rivers.
This whole cycle is bizarre.
Why can't he do it?
Of course he could.
Why can't he? Why couldn't someone who spent 20 years playing quarterback in the NFL, was known as someone who called his own plays at times, why can't he's a leader of men?
Yeah, why can't Dan Campbell?
can't-
That's why Dan Campbell could do it. What do you
Of
mean?
course.
Of course. Why not?
Like I saw so many people going, "This is absurd." Why?
He's a high
Why is it
school
absurd?
coach. It's not, I don't think it's all that absurd.
Why
I
is
just
he
think
any
it's a
more?
strange
Why is
search.
any more less? Oh, the search for sure. But what bugged me was like, why is he less qualified than somebody who worked their way up?
People interviewed Josh McCown for head coaching jobs?
Yes.
It wasn't a big deal.
No.
I mean, you would say that I think that the difference is he's 5 years removed from the National Football League and the schemes and whatnot, but then showed
Well,
that
he
he could
just
step
played.
right on the field and play just fine. Listen, from the Bills standpoint, I'll tell you what. They're doing all their interviews, and you know who's in the room for every single one of them?
Yeah,
Josh
he should
Allen.
be. He should be. If I was Pagula, I'd have him at everything too.
So if Josh Allen likes Phillip Rivers might be the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't understand like the outrage. And there was a lot of it. And I just didn't this morning I was like, I don't know. Why can't he? Is he a leader of men? Is he smart? Can he call plays? I'm sure he can. Or he could hire somebody to call plays.
He's already been his own OC.
Yeah. Like how here's the other thing on this. With some of these salaries that are being compensated,
Yep.
I think you're going to see more and more say, hey, I wouldn't mind getting involved in that. NFL coaching didn't used to pay $20 million a year.
Here's the other thing.
5 years?
It's all guaranteed.
That's what I mean. Like some of these guys, a lot of these cats, I mean, if you're NFL, obviously you don't have guaranteed contracts anyway. You have guaranteed signing bonuses. But like all of a sudden now, you're telling me there's $75 million on the table for me to coach an NFL team?
Why wouldn't Peyton Manning coach? Peyton Manning could probably get
Yeah.
whatever
And I
he
don't have to
wanted.
deal with NIL
No.
at the college
Oh,
level.
the college
or anything.
guys.
It's just
College
normal.
guys
It's
for
normal
sure.
They can't
free
wait.
agency.
They
No.
can't wait. They can't. The college guys can't wait. Like that won't be long before that happens. But in terms of at the highest level, but even here, like you're a former player, and you feel like I think about like Kuechly in Carolina. Like when he sees that, you sure he's not? Man, maybe I ought to go down that road.
Leader of men.
I can lead men.
100%.
I know ball. I can call defense. Let's go.
I'm
We're-
for it. I
all
think that'd be cool.
Weird search. It has been.
It's been a very strange search. Around the league, it's been a strange search. And it's one of those things that I think sometimes teams can look at a situation and say in isolation, like, I need to make a change. But then when all of a sudden it's the reality of 10 openings,
Yeah.
like it's hard for me to believe that the Bills are going to have a coach that is better than Sean McDermott. Like the goal is when you're changing coaches, it's not change for the sake of change. You're trying to be better. Now, you never know, somebody could step up and rise to that level, just as Sean McVay did in L.A. and as Kyle Shanahan did in San Francisco. And with the Ravens, perhaps Minter does that for them. But, they let go of John Harbaugh, who was
They sure did.
quite successful. Here we had a 2-time coach of the year. We'll see how it plays out for us, but who was snapped up pretty quickly there in Atlanta. So when you have 10 openings, it's an odd cycle because then it becomes so competitive outside. So we still have what? How many opens do we still have?
5.
6.
6?
5?
Oh, yeah. After
I thought it was
yesterday's
5.
Ravens
Bills,
hire.
Steelers,
Yes,
us,
5.
Cards, Raiders.
So Giants
5.
have Harbaugh.
Ravens have
Atlanta
Minter,
has Kevin.
Stefanski,
Baltimore, Minter.
Miami Halfley.
Miami, Halfley. And what's the other? There's us, Las Vegas, Arizona,
Pittsburgh.
Buffalo.
Who's the other one that was filled?
Tennessee.
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 Tennessee with Bob Saleh.
Bob Saleh.
Yeah.
5 and 5.
5 and 5. Yeah.
And it's interesting. What's funny to me is obviously Mike McDaniel now is like, well, actually, if I could coach Josh Allen, I'd be interested. Yeah, which I totally get.
There were 2 jobs that were different than all the rest
Baltimore
because they
and
had
Buffalo.
Super Bowl rosters
MVP.
and MVP quarterbacks in their prime.
Yes.
Like, it isn't personal. It's just fact.
Yep.
You have MVP quarterbacks in your prime. That's attractive.
Yes. Which is
They're MVPs. Like, this isn't even like coaching like Darnold in Seattle.
No.
Or even coaching Stafford in Detroit. These guys are the best players in the league.
Yep.
And you could have coached one of them.
Yep.
That's different.
Yep. So I think what's going to be interesting in Baltimore is, and if I haven't seen it yet, so maybe I've just missed it, but Minter, everybody is very excited about him as a hire and what he's going to bring and all that, and get that. Good. It seems like a good hire. Who's going to be the offensive coordinator?
Great question.
That to me is as big as anything there.
It's a great question. And he doesn't have – I mean, he's in the Harbaugh world. So, like, because he was with Jim at Michigan. That's the other thing that's interesting. Like, didn't he coach for John there? Was he on John's staff there?
In Baltimore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
He was under McDaniel.
Yeah.
I mean, McDonald.
Yeah, he was on that staff, and then Jim got him to go be the defensive coordinator at Michigan, I think.
Yes, no, I'll lay it out for you. He was like a DB coach and a defensive assistant in Baltimore for quite a few years. So he starts in the NFL with the Ravens in 2017. He's a defensive assistant 17-18, assistant DB coach 19, DB coach 20, Vandy's defensive coordinator in 2021. So he had to come shortly after Tarv was there.
Yeah.
Michigan D coordinator 22 and 23, Chargers D coordinator 24 and 25, Ravens head coach 26. So
That's pretty.
he doesn't have a big NFL tree, and the prior to being the DC of the Chargers, the highest that he rose was the DB coach of the Ravens in the year 2020.
Yeah, so like when you ask that question of who's going to be the offensive coordinator, this isn't a situation where you're like Yudinsky, and he's an offensive guy anyway, but or even Saleh, where you have connections throughout.
Yes.
He's got a massive coaching tree that he can go back and shake and see if anything falls that he likes. There isn't any of that here for Minter.
Correct.
So there's nobody in the offensively from like the Harbaugh tree, Jim or John, that you'd be like, oh, that's the guy you got to go get.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that is going to be fascinating. Who does that job over there?
Because from everything that we've heard is that is not. It is an easy job in terms of the talent you get to work with, but that working with Lamar is not necessarily the easiest thing.
Yeah.
So that is a huge
Massive hire.
And obviously that was a question that was asked in this process, who's going to be your OC? So my guess is he has an answer to that.
Yes.
That they obviously deem to be satisfactory.
Yeah. That is pretty wild, though.
Yeah, but the whole thing right now, and now, for us, we know that we can't, even if we love Yudinsky, we can't hire him today.
Yep.
Our first Rooney Rule compliant interview would be Shieldhouse next Monday. He's going to Buffalo Sunday, and I'm not suggesting
Shieldhouse is?
No, Yudinsky.
Oh, Yudinsky is, yeah.
Well,
And
he's not going to Buffalo.
they're going to him. They're going down to Florida. And
Buffalo's camping out in Florida for the weekend for their interviews.
and they're also
Probably a better thing given the
weather.
situation.
That's probably smart. Yeah.
They're interviewing Anthony Weaver and Anthony Lynn, right? Is that
Yes,
correct?
correct.
So they would, like, in theory, if let's say they're blown away and they love Yudinsky, they would, in theory, be able to offer him that job before we would be able to offer him our job.
Yeah. The Rivers interview today does not strike me as something that would happen unless Josh Allen said, "What about Phillip?" Like, that strikes me as that. Dable strikes me as that. I mean, I think Dable is the kind of the layup, right? If they do that, that's a layup. And then you could have Davis Webb as the offensive coordinator, and then away you go in Buffalo. But if it's not that, like the Rivers thing to me, he would have no connection to Pagula. He would have no connection to Bean, right? Is there any connection with Bean?
So I'm trying to look.
Or was Bean in L.A. or San Diego at some point?
He's from the Panthers. Panthers personnel from 98. Panthers director of football operations in 2008. Panthers assistant general manager 15-16. Bills GM 17 through 25.
So this screams to me like Josh.
What would Josh, just as a
I mean, he wears
mutual
17.
respect-
Maybe he just liked him as a player, like how he goes about his business, respects him in terms of what he is as a leader. Maybe he feels like I see a lot of me or him and me or whatever. I obviously play very differently, but they're both really alpha leaders. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how else you would get Buffalo Rivers unless it was something Allen wanted. There's no other connection.
Yahoo. It says that Josh Allen and Phillip Rivers have multiple cool connections.
There you go.
How about this? Rivers' final NFL playoff game as a player was against the Bills on January 9th, 2021, which served as Josh Allen's first ever playoff victory.
Ian Rappaport wrote on X, with Josh Allen sitting in on interviews and their close relationships, this makes sense. Buffalo's been looking for a leader. Hard to imagine a better one. We shall see, but this is pretty real. The Bills have also brought in offensive-minded names like Brian Daboll and Mike McDaniel. Rivers is different from the rest. Maybe that's exactly what Bills and Allen need. That's a pretty misleading headline. So they have multiple cool connections, and the one connection that they list is that they played against each other in a playoff game. And an Ian Rappaport tweet.
Yeah.
That's the end of the article.
That's it?
I was
Yeah,
looking
that's
for-
a little.
I was looking for.
Maybe they had a shared a.
It's a pretty
have a
loose
timeshare
multiple right
that
there.
they share. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I don't know. It just struck me as like that feels like something that would come. That's such an
100%.
abstract. It was so surprising to see that it struck me as something. Well, that probably didn't come from Bean. It probably didn't come from Pagula. That
He
feels like it
is
came from
also,
the
though,
quarterback.
just to be clear, right? He has been the last few years a high school football coach.
Yeah, he coaches his kids' teams.
Yeah, so
yeah.
he
No,
has
dude, he
coached,
could do
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt.
Of course, he could do it. And he could hire off if he doesn't want to be call ball plays. He could hire somebody to do that, and who would ascend very quickly, just like they did for Dan Campbell. He's got a little Dan Campbell personality to him.
Yep.
He's got a ton of fire.
Oh, yep.
Like, you want accountability, you're going to get it in spades. No one's going to say anything to you because you did it.
Yep.
Like, there's so much respect for you as soon as you walk in the door. I mean, it's kind of I think it's pretty smart. We'll see. But that threw a little bit of a monkey wrench in all of this with that news today on their side of things. But a couple other things going on around the league. We mentioned briefly that Mike McDaniel still going through the head coaching interview process with the Bills, despite being named the Chargers offensive coordinator. The thought is that if he lands a head coaching gig, he'll take that instead of the OC job. Obviously, he would. How would you feel about that if you were the Chargers?
I don't understand it. There's that one, and then there's Flores just signed a new contract to be the DC of the Vikings.
Yes.
Mike Pettin, not a fan, which I did not know until recently.
No, I saw that. Yeah.
Not a fan at all. Said he has, as my mom used to, you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And
guess so,
that's
yeah.
exactly what he did. Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I'd be like, are you in? We offer you, are you in or are you out?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, I know everybody understands how the game is played at this point, but at the same time, and I get it from Mike's perspective.
Of course.
Like the opportunity for him to offensively scheme up Josh Allen and James Cook. Yeah, I'm into that. Let me see what let me cook in this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the OC job there.
I don't know. To me, if you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
You're my OC, you're my OC. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
By the way, shout out to the official teaching pro, Michael Dixon. Said they're trying to get down to Orlando to beat the snow. Let's go. Let's go. Safe travels.
Is the golf show going on down there this weekend?
Yeah, I think so, right?
I think that's the
where
big
our
industry
Red
golf
Valley
show.
guys are down there. I know that.
Haven't heard from him in a while. Hope he's well.
Oh, he's doing very well.
Quite.
Yeah, check it. Yeah. I think the Legmaster launched.
The Lagmaster? Yeah.
Yeah, because he's been showing that a lot. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So good stuff there, kids. All right, there you go. I mean, that's what's happening.
And for us, as we talked about yesterday, there's just not a lot going on until we know nothing. There's not going to be any movement until next week. You can, I'm sure, have
Very,
week,
very
handshake,
strange.
week, but
I was having this conversation with Joshua Perry down in Columbus yesterday in regard to the 2-interview Rooney Rule stuff. It is both a good idea
Yes.
to do it, but it is at times can be very cumbersome to execute.
yes.
Because what ends up happening is, and by the way, this would happen the other way too if it were flipped, you end up interviewing people just to get it out of the way with no serious approach. Now, that's not what's happening here. They're not going to interview anybody for the job here. They're not going to consider to be the head coach. But that has to happen around the league. And that's
Well, and we're in a tough
It's a
spot
tough
because
spot.
we had a pool of candidates that we've already interviewed. And so at this point, it feels like, unfortunately, how do you get somebody into this mix that was not in the mix?
yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it is. Very.
Because I think the only we interviewed Dirty.
You
we
have
said
to
his
two
name
in
right.
person.
Yeah, but he was at least in the first round. So
Yeah.
maybe that's somebody that you bring back for the second round. I don't know. I don't know if that. I would think that if he was going to be in the second round, though, he already would have been in the second
You
round.
would have been in it. Yeah. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospital, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. We'll have a little fun along the way. I'm going to tell you what, a little teaser. The over-unders. You're going to want to stay tuned for that.
They got interesting? Come on. This
You're going to want to
nonsense. These are nonsense categories.
You're going to want to stay tuned for it.
All right.
DeMarco Farr going to join us to preview the NFC Championship game. You have that to look forward to. Mike DeRocco, ESPN NFL Nation reporter down in Jacksonville, will have some Grant Yudinsky thoughts for us coming up at 4:30. So we're off and running on a Football Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Zach Bryan is bringing his With Heaven On World Tour to Huntington Bank Field Saturday, May 9th. Don't miss out on the incredible night of country hits. Get tickets now by visiting huntingtonbankfield.com/Zach Bryan. That is a dicey date. That is a weather gamble. May 9th?
Should be fine.
It's going to be great.
Should be fine. Should be fine. You're safe.
It screams 56 and pouring rain.
Don't say that.
I want to go. I think it's good. I mean, the guy puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he the number one draft pick? Like male live show right now? Is he the number one guy? Him or Morgan Wallen?
Yeah, I would think so.
Those two guys?
I mean, he was performing.
He did Michigan last year.
The weekend we were in Detroit.
Yeah.
Blessing went.
Yeah. No, he's I think he's probably on the – it's him and Wallen are probably the two biggest male acts right now. Other than like the old school rock. Like some of that old school rock stuff still really sells out. But in terms of like contemporary, I think it's probably those two guys. I don't even know who would be the rock or rap biggest ticket.
Snoop for me. Bad Bunny.
That's it?
Probably.
Probably him. Yeah. All right. Jeremy Fowler chatted with some NFL executives and got NFL executive predictions for the offseason.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
We'll do it this thing or not a thing style.
Beautiful.
The Baltimore Ravens should trade Lamar Jackson to the Raiders.
Not a thing.
That one's
Nope.
pretty tough.
That's not a thing. Mm-mm.
The Philadelphia Eagles should trade A.J. Brown to the Bills.
That feels like that could be a thing. The Bills would want him, and
the
and it
GM
feels like there's some unhappiness
Yeah.
in Philadelphia.
Eagles would save $7 million on the cap by trading Brown after June 1.
Yep. Yep.
That's interesting. The Falcons roll with Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
Feels like it has to be a thing. I mean, Kevin Stefanski and Kirk Cousins in a dome in Atlanta feels absolutely like a thing.
And Michael Penix, I forgot he had that ACL surgery in November.
Yeah.
So it's his fifth major surgery dating back to
That
college, which was
still
always the
an
red flag on him.
Insane pick.
Yeah, it was all there. Malik Willis will join Miami or Cleveland.
I think that's a thing. I like that. I think that I know that the Browns were interested in drafting Malik Willis that year, 2022. And then Jeff Hafley, coming from Green Bay, I'd have to imagine would have a lot of respect for Malik Willis and has seen him firsthand. And if he's interested, if that's the word there, he knows it. And the
if
isn't
Miami-
their GM a Packer guy too?
If Miami wants him, I don't know how you beat him for him.
No.
What's
There
the
he is.
asking price?
There
Gosh,
he is.
finally.
Come on by.
Oh.
Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, running a business.
It's been too long.
Way too long. It's
been
way
too
long. You
long.
wanted it. You asked for it last segment.
I missed him.
Said,
I
"What's
haven't
happening?"
seen him. Where's he been?
What's happening?
It's fantastic. If the Dolphins want Willis, they're going to get him. They have all the
Feels that
connections to him.
They have all the connections, and I believe
What's it take?
he
More
could
than
end
you
up-
think. I bet it's more than. I mean, you remember this? Justin Fields got 2 years, 40 from the Jets.
Yep.
No, he played a lot more than Willis, but Willis was good this year for Green Bay. And every time he's filled in for Love, he's been really good.
Yeah.
So Miami does not have a ton of cap space right now. In fact, they have less than us. They are currently $30 million over the cap, it says. Now, that these things you can restructure and create space. Teams that need a quarterback that have money, the Jets have a ton of money.
All right.
The Steelers have a good bit of money.
Yeah, that's a problem.
The Cardinals have a good bit of money. And that's it.
Where are the Raiders?
Oh, they have all the money in
They
the
have
world. But
infinite,
to
right?
me, they're
Are they going Mendoza no matter what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use that money to help the kid out.
Buttress it.
Yeah. Good word.
The Falcons will franchise tag Kyle Pitts. Maybe.
I think they should. I think they should. He is He was very good last year, 88, 928, and 5.
Finally.
He is a mismatch. You got Kevin's offense loves the tight end.
Yeah, he'll love him.
I think he would. Absolutely.
George Pickens' situation in Dallas gets sticky. Quote, one NFC coach, I just don't see him coming off the season he had welcoming the tag with open arms.
Franchise tag $28 million.
Here's the thing, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering this, but I don't believe that I am. Pickens started the year like gangbusters.
He did. He tapered off for sure.
He did not, in my recollection, finish the year in the manner in which he started it.
Mm-mm.
So if you look at his last 5 games, including some primetime games that were not great for him, he went 5 for 37, 3 for 33, 7 for 130 and a touchdown and a loss to the Chargers, 4 for 78, and 1 for 9. He only had one game, sub 50, and that was week 1. I mean, prior to that, he was 5 for 68 and a touchdown, 5 for 68 and a touchdown, 8 for 134 and 2, 2 for 57 and a touchdown, 9 for 168 and a touchdown, 4 for 82, 7 for 78, 6 for 79, 9 for 144 and a touchdown, 9 for 146 and a touchdown, 6 for 88, and then a little bit of a cliff there, which I'm sure will be used against him in contract negotiations. Still an incredible season. He had 93 catches, 1,429 yards, 15.4 yards catch, career high, 9 touchdowns, Pro Bowler, second team All-Pro. And, I mean, we always knew he was a number one. He went in the second round because of, he
the rest of it.
Probably could have handled the process better. He's basically thrown out of Dallas.
Pittsburgh, you mean?
I mean, Pittsburgh to Dallas. Yeah, thrown out.
Yeah, my guess is Rodgers probably would have liked to have had him.
Yeah.
Do you think if they knew they were
DK and Pickens?
Do you think if they knew they were getting Rodgers, they would have kept Pickens?
No, I think they wanted
either
him
way,
out.
they're just
I think
like,
in their mind they
swapped
swapped him for DK Metcalf.
Yeah, but you could have had them both.
So in March, they sent a 2025 second-round pick and a 7th to the Seahawks for DK and a 6th. And then the Pickens trade was Pickens for a 2nd. So it's basically, I think they just swapped it out. They sent Pickens went for a 2026 3rd and a 2027 5th. And they got Pickens and a 2027 6th. So, yeah.
Good grief. So for a 3rd-round pick, you got a second-team All-Pro receiver with a lot of baggage. But he's still a second-team All-Pro receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Theft on that one. Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, and Kyler Murray will all be made available for the Jets. Here's what I want to ask you. If you were a quarterback-needy team and those 3 players are available to you, and forget system, forget dome or not, and I know that that's difficult because you'd factor all of those things, which of those 3 would you take a waiver on? Smith, Tua, Kyler.
Kyler.
Me too.
It's Kyler or none.
Choice.
It's Kyler or none. I mean, that's
Kyler's a choice for sure. I mean, you're going to have to build things around him and all that kind of goes with that.
He's going
to want to have to motivated. Yeah.
2 of the concussions, and I think he is. There are limitations with him, and I think Geno Smith at this point is not going to win you anything. And why are you going to pay him the money to not win you anything?
That's why it never made sense for him to go to Vegas. Like, what was the point of that? So Pete could try to win 8 games?
Yeah. That's exactly right.
I guess. All right, here is some changes in the offseason. This is Bob Kraft. He was on the Sports Hub in Boston, and the changes are coming from the owners. Here is Bob on that.
I want to tell you guys, though, we're going to push like the Dickens now to make international more important with us. Every team will go to 18-2, and eliminate one of the preseason games. And every team every year will play one game overseas. And part of the reason is so we can continue to grow the cap and keep our labor happy, because we're sort of getting near the top here, with the coverage. 93 of the top 100 programs on television our NFL games.
Right.
Think about that. It's really amazing. And you look at the size of our crowds versus the other sports. And it's really, and we had that Amazon game on Thursday a couple of weeks ago, 31 million people streamed. So as long as we can keep growing revenue, we can keep long-term labor peace.
We always knew it was going to go to 18-2. We always knew the Super Bowl was going to fall on the Sunday before President's Day. This was always where all of this was going. The international game part of it is going to be fascinating, but we've been playing a lot of those already. You have the best idea for the 18-game schedule I've ever heard. I hope that somebody listens to you on it because it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And
2 buys. Break it up into basically thirds. Everybody plays an international game. What's one of their buys? It's easy.
Yeah, it is. It's very easy to do. I am very interested to see, like you saw that the Rams game was 52 million viewers, and then the Bills-Broncos peaked at 52 million as well. The others were well into the 30s and 40s.
What did the national championship do? Because I saw that was the highest-rated non-NFL production period since 2016.
It did 30 and a half. It was the second largest national championship audience behind Ohio State, Oregon. Second national.
Which was what year?
15.
Okay, yeah, so that's what,
Yeah, biggest since then.
So the NFL is just.
The NFL and college football. They are the two things. The NFL is the king, but college football is the only other sport that's ascending.
Yeah.
There are two things, two entities. There's a million factors for it. I think they're obviously perfect sports for television. I think what we do is a big part of it. It's easy to talk about the NFL. It's easy to talk about college football. You have one game every weekend. You react to it early in the week. You prep it the week ahead going forward, and it's just one game. Like, how much up in the arms can you get over one Cavs game or one Guardians game? They play the next night.
Yep.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yep.
You're looking at tranches, 10 games here or there, fine. Then you can try to have those conversations, but you have to have people who are really locked in to be able to do that. Everybody watches football, so I think that's part of it. And fantasy football was a massive part of the popularity of the National Football League. Stuff like Red Zone, like all that stuff. It's just so accessible. It's so easy. It's there for you. And I do wonder, speaking of the ease of it, I don't think it's a coincidence that the NFL continues to rate the way that it does. They still are on main broadcast television.
Absolutely.
The majority of their stuff is on CBS, NBC, Fox. I mean, they're on. Anybody can get it. I know that we are living in this world where more and more people are apping, and we're in all of this stuff, and we're streaming. There's still a great amount of Americans who still want things over the air and still consume their sports that way.
Texans last Sunday had 38 million.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sunday Night Football in the final minutes of that Packers-Rams game peaked at 52.6 million. I mean, you're talking Super Bowl numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's normal. There's nothing else that does that.
That's a divisional round.
It's a divisional round game. I mean, what are this weekend going to be, especially if they're competitive? And you got a snowstorm? I mean, hell, the only thing that's going to hurt the late game is it's two West Coast teams. I still think it'll be big. They'd be bigger if it was Chicago, Seattle, then that would have been
100%.
58 million.
Yep.
So it won't do quite that, those two teams being West Coast. But Denver, New England, I mean, that could do 55 if that's a tight game. I think it'd be around 55, 54 million peak for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like Buffalo, New England would have been
That's going to be
a monster.
Well, Buffalo, New England would have. But even Denver, I mean, the Broncos have a massive fan base.
Absolutely.
Massive.
Yeah.
Basically the whole mountain time zone. So, there's not a lot of population there, but what is there is predominantly Broncos fans. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be massive. It is. But I think I do think it's really critical that they stay on broadcast for as long as they're able.
Yes.
And the reality is that a lot of these broadcasts are going to get bought up by these conglomerates anyway. Like, you're going to come a time when YouTube owns CBS and Disney owns not just ABC, but maybe they own Fox. I mean, all that's coming. So, but I think it's still you still get those big bumps because you're still on. And that's a decision that was so smart. I was thinking about this remember the America's Team doc, the Jerry doc, like how critical he was on making the Fox relationship happen.
Oh yeah,
that was a massive change in our league. That was the first time that allowed. Gosh, there he goes out into the wind. Peacoat, look at him. Running a business. What a champion. That's right. That's right.
That's good.
Two for the door. But that was the first time where you had true bidding
Yeah, and that
And
brought
CBS
so much
went
more
away.
money in that you were able to then, as you heard Robert Kraft say, it was ultimately about being able to pay the players.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I think I would have probably said players and not labor, but I understand what he's.
Well, he also said the other quiet part out loud, which is these are just TV shows. That's what it is.
Compelling.
They're just TV shows. College football, Nate, coming up next. We'll get you your over-unders a little bit later. Listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. For the ultimate Browns gear, head to the Browns Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience right next to Huntington Bank Field. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, collectibles, exclusive merch you will not find anywhere else. Shop in-store or online at shop.clevelandbrowns.com. The Browns Pro Shop, official merchandise for true Browns fans. A couple of college football items here quickly. We get to DeMarco on the Rams and the Seahawks coming up shortly. This news today, the college football playoff will remain at 12 teams in 2026. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey had publicly supported the 16-team model. Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti wanted a 24-team field. By the way, he's on an island on that. Nobody else wants it. The SEC doesn't want it. Notre Dame doesn't want it. None of the other 8 conference commissioners want it. He wants it because he's trying to find money. I mean, it's just kind of that simple. And he's got a big league where he's trying to feed a lot of mouths, and so that's why that is. The one change is pretty interesting. Notre Dame, if they're ranked in the top 12, would get an automatic spot. So what that means, it's actually, and then the other part of that is every Power 4 conference conference champion gets an auto bid. So what it would have meant this year is Duke would have gotten in over James Madison, and that Notre Dame would have gotten in over Miami. Or rather the other way. Duke would have got in over Miami, and Notre Dame would have got in over James Madison.
Saw the Domer schedule for 2026. No one to blame but yourselves if you don't get in.
Well, I mean, they have people who won't play them. USC won't play them, so they're playing BYU and SMU now. SMU's a good team. BYU's a good team. But, like, if you're the athletic director at Notre Dame, you'd rather play BYU and SMU in this ACC slate than playing Michigan and USC? I mean, I just don't understand it. I don't like. Okay, you're independents, but like to what end?
Of course not.
Like if you're a fan of Notre Dame, and there's a great many of them in this area, like is that schedule satisfying? I wouldn't think.
I don't think so.
The 12-team playoff, the Petitti thing is the 24-teamer.
Too much.
He's trying to do a play-in. He wants like one of the things that he wants is like the 1 seed from the Big Ten to play the 8 and the winner gets in, and the 2 and the 7 and the winner gets in. Like he's trying to create. What he's trying to create is more television shows for his television partners. So he's trying to make sure that there's a play-in game for Fox, CBS, and NBC, so that they can pay him more money for the television shows. Yeah. No thought to like how in the hell are you going to fit 24-team playoff in this calendar that's already screwed?
Right. Ridiculous. A little Browns news from Jordan Schultz.
Let's go.
Gibbe.
Yes.
Team Schultz.
Schultz report.
Team Schultz.
Hashtag Team Schultz.
Among those involved in the Browns head coaching search is former Chargers and Raiders general manager Tom Telesco, who has been serving as a consultant and helping the organization in its process to find a head coach. I am told he has been in meetings with the in-person candidates.
Now, he was the former general manager of the Colts?
No,
right?
Chargers and Raiders.
Where would he know AB?
Indy together, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, like we're not going to have somebody in here who doesn't have some connection to AB or ownership.
I believe they were in Indy together at some point.
So Tom Telesco was with the Colts from 98 until 2012.
Yep.
At that time, he became the general manager of the Chargers, where he served for 2013 to 2023, was the Raiders general manager in 2024.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So 2024, was that would have been with, who coached the Raiders in 2024?
Wasn't that Pierce?
It was. So he was the GM when Pierce was the coach.
Yep.
So, yeah, AB was a scout with the Colts in 2011. He started in 2009 as a scouting assistant. And then, through 2012.
And he was on the John Carroll team with Chris Polian, Greg Roman, Josh McDaniels, Nick Caserio, and London Fletcher.
I would say if you want to get into the NFL, go to John Carroll.
Seems like it.
And they're going to take care of you.
I don't know if that's still true, but at that particular moment in time, it was quite true.
Well, Polian's the head coach there now.
Yeah, right.
You want to talk about connected?
Yeah.
Like John Carroll, my wife's alma mater, you can put that on one of your advertisements.
There you go. An advertisement.
An advertisement. DeMarco Farr going to join us to preview the NFC Championship game coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for your Cleveland Browns. They'll tackle any size office at 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. We head out on the Twisted Tea hotline presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. He is DeMarco Farr, former defensive tackle, Super Bowl champ with the Los Angeles Rams and current sideline analyst for the Rams, and he joins us there. DeMarco, thank you so much for taking the time. How cold was last weekend in Chicago?
Oh, pretty cold, pretty cold. But I'm a West Coast guy, though. So, I mean, that was about as cold as I ever want to get. But it was pretty breezy. I had a lot of clothes on, and it still got through.
No doubt. We played them earlier this year, and it was the coldest I've ever been in my life. In fact, even in the booth, it was very, very cold. You were down there braving it on the sidelines. What was it like for you watching that fourth down play as a former defensive tackle, watching a quarterback literally sprint 27 yards away from where the ball was snapped and then somehow throw a touchdown?
You know, I wish I could say I've never seen anything like that, but I have, and his name was Brett Favre. Only Brett Favre pulled off something like that and have the cannon to get it down there.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a lucky shot. He hit it from there, Steph Curry. So, I mean, that was about as heart-wrenching as you could ever imagine, because you got him on the run. That's it. The play's dead. There's no way he completes that, and then, boom, it's in the end zone, and that place just went absolutely bonkers after that.
I thought, honestly, the ability for the Rams to then compose themselves and come out of there with a win after that is incredible, because you know, you're probably thinking, all right, one more play. You did this. If you put yourself on the field in that scenario, as that play's unfolding, you're thinking, okay, we got this. Then he throws it 51 yards in the air off of his back foot on a laser, and you're saying, oh, my God, we're in a hostile environment. It's cold. These people are going nuts. They have all the momentum in the world. And for the Rams to come up with that interception and then be able to go down and get the field goal from Mevis to win that game, I thought was incredible fortitude. And that's the kind of thing that, you know, when you look at teams that go on Super Bowl runs, sometimes it's dealing with that kind of adversity, overcoming it is what really kind of gets you going and believing.
You know, the belief is very strong on this football team, and I think that might be their calling card, because, I mean, no one was panicking on the sidelines, and I want to reemphasize that. No matter what happens, I mean, it felt like they dropped a bomb on your head, but still on the sidelines, cool and calm. What do we do from here? I thought that was the best performance by the Rams defense all year. When Caleb took the field in that any score can win the game scenario.
Yep.
And they played tight. Everything Chicago ran at them, they were letter perfect. They did a great job on the boots. They kept making Chicago snap it over and over and over again. You hear coaches constantly say that. And sure enough, Caleb Williams got a little greedy, tried to go down the field, and they missed. Not only did they miss, Cam Curl came up with the pick. It was a great catch. So they were opportunistic when they needed to. They never gave up on the game. And then Matthew Stafford gave them enough room so they can kick the field goal to win the football game. But, look, everybody in this field is flawed. The last four teams, there's nobody that's perfect. But what this team does have is a lot of resolve. And that could be enough to get you to the Super Bowl.
DeMarco, speaking of remarkable throws, your quarterback made one as well, where he basically threw an out what seemed like a mile and a half, kind of no look, like a flick. I'm sure you've seen all this from Stafford through the years, and it's got to be so much fun to watch him play quarterback. But the way he's playing this year is he's going to win his MVP. Most of us think that he's going to win his first MVP. What has this season been like for Stafford, and now on the precipice of reaching another Super Bowl?
It's been an absolute treat, and I've kind of treated it like I'm filming a documentary through my eyes. I'm just watching this guy, how he goes about his business. Rarely you don't get to see a quarterback on a heater. You get to see what people sees when he hits the field, and only that stuff. Being in the locker room, how he interacts with people, and how much of a leader he is. It's been absolutely awesome. Anything he does on the field with the football, and I don't want to sound like I'm spoiled or I don't appreciate it, because I really do. He wows me every game. Like, it makes me break my character. But I've seen it before, and I've seen some other stuff that he hasn't put on the field. The no-looks, saw that before. How he can throw guys open and how they're on a different level and what they try to do. Asking about Matthew Stafford through the eyes of Devontae Adams. Like, how do you guys kind of vibe and meld and stuff like that? And, you know, the things they come up with on the sideline. Yeah, he's a special quarterback, and I'm glad he's in the I guess the running for the MVP. In my opinion, if I had a vote, it would be him. So yeah, without him, the Rams aren't here at all.
When you look at this game, and we've gone through, we've all seen it, that after 2 meetings, they're separated by a point. They're separated by a yard, which is nuts. Round 3, what's kind of in your mind the X factor? These teams know each other so well. They played each other recently, I think week 16. What do you see being kind of the deciding factor in this third matchup of two clearly very even teams when you go by those numbers?
Well, I know you guys believe in the football gods, and I hope I'm not tempting them or upsetting them because, I just want this to be like an evenly matched game in Seattle. And if it is, I think the Rams can win because of just the one guy I'm trying not to mention, in Sam Darnold.
Yep.
This goes back to his days in Minnesota when the Rams played him in the postseason and really discombobulated him. And he just doesn't look the same when the stakes are the highest. So, that's what everybody's pointing to as the reason Seattle can't beat Seattle can't beat the Rams, and I have to agree. Now, you've got to put them in that situation. San Francisco, they knew what we know about Sam Darnold, and they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't get to him, and they got absolutely blown out. Seattle knows what they have in Sam Darnold, so they'll do everything they can to protect that. So, but if you can get Sam Darnold, if you can stop the run, if you can stop Kenneth Walker, if you can move the football and put pressure on them by scoring, and you force this game onto Darnold's shoulder, you've got a chance to win the football game. He may throw it to you a few times, but I think since that Thursday night game, they understood. They've done a better job. He's done a better job. It's easier said than done, but if you can get Sam Darnold to believe that it's him against the world, I'll take the world.
Former defensive guy as you are, what impresses you about what Mike Macdonald has done with that defense up in Seattle?
He's got them humming. They can get to you with 4. They are great in coverage. You can tell they communicate. They do remind me of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the team we beat in the NFC Championship game back in '99, because that team did go on to win a Super Bowl. They are that good. If you're trying to teach a young defense what it is to be together, trust each other, and run to the football, watch their tape. Watch any part of their tape. They're that good. They're that talented. They drafted well. Mike Macdonald knows exactly what he's doing. And if you want to give Sean McVay credit for being an offensive guru, which actually means you're a master of the other side of the ball, then give Macdonald his credit too, because he really knows how to disrupt what you're trying to do offensively. And he wants to put you in bad situations so he can get after you. And he's playing at home. Chicago was loud. Carolina was loud. It's nothing compared to what they're going into this Sunday.
Yeah, the 12th man will be out in full force. Speaking of defense, this is a Rams defense that, for a lot of the year, they took the football away, not really towards the end of the year, but they got after the quarterback. Did not sack Caleb Williams, only got to Bryce Young twice, so 2 sacks in the playoffs, but 5 takeaways, which is they had 6 takeaways in their final 6 games. What are you seeing from this Rams defense? And when you go back and you talk about Sam Darnold's struggles with Chris Shula and with the Rams defense, it's when they heat him up. So was it just kind of Caleb Williams and his ability to be a little bit elusive back there and extend plays? Why weren't they able to get to the quarterback, and is that something that you think is going to be a big factor in this one? How much can they get to Sam Darnold?
Well, they could get back there, but Caleb Williams is better than people give him credit for.
Absolutely.
Even I didn't think he was going to be that good, and he's better than I thought. And they got him to 4th down. Now, if this was the regular season, you would probably punt. Or if it wasn't Caleb Williams, you would punt. But that's the difference with guys that you're facing, I guess, outside of Sam Darnold, but Seattle as a whole. You have to literally take the ball from them, either by downs or by picking it or getting the ball out, because if you don't, they score with it. It's not just 3-and-out punt, go drink Gatorade. Yep. This is the real deal. So I think the defense has been soul-searching a little bit since Thursday night when they lost up there. They were expecting to be, I guess, the number 1 seed defense with everything coming through St. Louis, and that's what you want. They get to play with the benefit of crowd noise, and they've kind of settled into, okay, we're journeymen. It's going to be down and dirty. It's not going to be perfect. Forget the numbers. We just got to make enough plays to get out of here with a win. So I think they understand the assignment now, and they're battle-tested going through Carolina and Chicago, getting through that. I told the guys on the plane, that is a rocking chair type game. That's one you'll tell your grandkids about. Hey, we got into a fight with a bunch of Bears in Chicago and we won. So I think they understand who they are and what they can do, and it's the perfect time to be going up there to be going toe to toe with that defense.
And you guys just did this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, week 16.
I mean, it just happened. And the game ends up 38-37. Seattle wins it, but the Rams are up 30-14 at the start of the fourth, and they actually pick off Darnold. Darnold got picked off twice. Stafford didn't throw any picks in this game. Darnold got picked off. You have the ball up 30-14, and then go a 3-and-out, and it's a punt return touchdown. It flips everything. So, you controlled the whole game, man.
Okay, so here's the thing. Now, this is where you probably put on your laundry, your Rams or your Seahawks, because from a Rams perspective, you had them. You absolutely had them. You were about to beat them twice in a year and sweep the Seahawks, and we're not even having this discussion. Okay, from their side, that was a gritty, gutty performance. They never thought they were out of the game, and they proved it. So it just depends on what you believe. I believe in more of the Rams, let them off the hook.
Me too.
Since then, they've been trying to figure out how to get back to that. So I would expect Puka, Devontae, Matthew Stafford, the tight ends, Colby Parkinson, to play their best game, to put them in that same position, and this time not let take your foot off the gas.
Well, you mentioned in that one, it's a punt return. Rashid Shaheed set the tone in the last game. And special teams has been an issue for this Rams team, and I feel like he's almost the guy that at this point, he's got 3 return touchdowns this year. Is this one where you say, we just don't let him touch the ball, we'll go ahead and kick it into the end zone and punt it out of bounds?
No, okay, so you guys are you know ball. Okay, so when you're trying to kick it away from a guy, and sometimes you have to, I get it. But you better be sure your punter is able
to handle it.
to
Absolutely.
angle punt.
Yep.
Yeah, because what you don't want to have happen is, because I'm so afraid of that guy that's down there, angle punt and give you a 17-yard
net
punt.
Yep.
And I get you good field position. So, and every punter that tries to angle punt, they know that he's a returner. They're going to bring that pressure to that side. And you've had punts blocked. So, I know he's good. He's great. But the last thing I want to do is, just because he's so dynamic that I'm just immediately punting the ball to the sideline. Sometimes you got to put it in his hands and go play football and get him on the ground. He has been tackled. He doesn't take every single one to the house.
That's right.
But he has the ability.
No, listen, we're probably a little shell-shocked from our season here. We had to give up quite a few return touchdowns, and that was one of those you're like, sometimes just better discretion is the better part of valor. Real quick, what can you tell us about Nate Scheelhaas, who is obviously a candidate for a lot of head coaching jobs? I know he's a very impressive guy. The Browns will be interviewing him next Monday, obviously, hopefully after a Rams win. What can you tell us about Nate, and in your opinion, what would make him a good head coach and leader of an organization?
Okay, so this is cool, and I've heard it described this way. It's basically the McVay that we didn't get to see. This is the McVay that was at Washington, the guy that, I guess, 2 or 3 years before he actually got this job, that you could tell he was going to get a job at some point. So Nate Scheelhaas is the same way.
Okay.
At some point, he's going to be in charge of a ship. It could be sooner, it could be later, but he's on that fast track. Everyone around him, coaches and players, respond to him. He's got as much or more energy than the head coach, and that's hard to do. So you can tell he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be a guy at some point.
DeMarco, this was great, man.
Yeah,
good
really
luck to you
appreciate
guys
it.
on
Enjoy
Sunday.
it.
We'll be rooting for you. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem, man. Go Rams. And, hey, stay warm out there.
What's your
Not
temperature
happening.
right now?
Yeah,
What's your temp right now? Rub it in a little.
I don't even want to tell you. I'm wearing shorts.
You're out there having smoothies with Siciliano, walking on the beach. We're right here hunkering down for negative 20.
Thanks,
It's a different life.
You want to kick our dog while you're here,
I'm
DeMarco? See you, man.
Take care, guys.
All right, there he goes. We will do some over-unders, and you're going to want to stay tuned for that coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Junior Browns backers presented by University Hospital, Rainbows Babies and Children in association with Cardinal Credit Union, Cleveland Browns official kid club, geared up for kids ages 4 to 12. Families can enjoy exclusive gear, special experiences, events throughout the year. Visit juniorbrownsbackers.com to join today. Time for a little segment we like to call Over Under.
Now we're playing these absurd things. Oh, the temperature.
Why are you so negative? Maybe you
I
won.
feel like it's
Maybe
been
you
terrible.
won big.
No way. He's excited about it.
Maybe
He's
you won
excited.
big.
He's excited.
I would just say, in the words of my late mom, anytime someone would land on Park Place or Boardwalk and she would have a hotel or multiple houses, the price of Monopoly just went up.
I like that. It's a good line.
It's a great line.
It is a good line.
Last week, Zagura, 1-6. Last week, Gibbe, 6-1. It's still a long way back.
Long way to the top if you want to rock
now
and roll.
Only 4 out.
Yeah, he could.
And enough from the clown can eat some crow. Because there's been a lot of talk about Gibby's.
So what did I get
over-unders.
wrong? What did I get wrong?
Well, all of them.
But we had more than one the same.
You only had 2 the same. You had 2 the same.
Okay.
You both got JSN targets over or under the 10.5. So you both got that. Or no, you guys thought it would be over 10.5. He was actually under. He only had 5, I think, or 4. He ended up
He had
with
a
10.5.
touchdown for me in playoff fantasy. That's all that matters.
And then you both got the receiving tight ends from in the reception yards from tight ends over receiving yards for wide receivers. You guys both went under in the New England-Houston game, and it was under. So you both got that right. Every other one, you both went opposite, and Gibbig won them all, and you lost them all. I mean, we've never seen anything like this type of performance.
I'm not nervous.
Now, the good news is you still have a 4-game lead.
Yep.
In the standing, 62-53 for you. Gibbe is back over the Mendoza line. He is 58-57.
Good.
All right, gentlemen. Away we go. Gibbe, you got to go first.
I know. That hurts me this week.
Puka Nakua receiving yards. Over under Jackson Smith in Jigba receiving yards.
I will take Puka.
You will go over.
Same.
All right.
Next. Over, under.
Zagura. The Rams running backs rushing yards. Over or under Kenneth Walker rushing yards.
Rams running back, so you get
No Puka. So
Kyron.
he runs a reverse, you don't get it.
You get Kyron.
Get any running back.
Yeah, Kyron and Corum.
Yep.
I will go with the Rams running backs. I like multiple people.
All right, so you're going to go over.
I could survive an injury that way.
Over. Gibbe?
Going to be a big Kenneth Walker fan
Oh,
come
mama.
Sunday, baby.
Is that an under?
Yes.
That is an under.
Next.
Just for fun. Hold on.
under.
Just for fun, because we can look up a couple of these. Just for the fun of it. No, you didn't jump the gun. Well, this is after the fact, and we're locked into our picks. In the first meeting, Kyron and Corum, or the most recent meeting, Kyron and Corum would have combined for 118. Walker 100, but Charbonnet had 32, so it was 132.
No Charbonnet.
There's no Charbonnet this week. In the first meeting earlier in the season, it would have been Kyron and Corum would have been 101. Walker was 67 with Charbonnet 104.
There you go.
Tight.
In Seattle, Gibbe, official temperature at kick, 44.5.
Boy, that's a good
Official
number.
Temperature
That's a really good number.
at kick, 44.5.
I'll take the over.
The over for Gibbe. Segura?
Hold, please.
I'm rooting for a little late day sunshine
That's all you need.
in the great Northwest.
Little sun, and you're going to get it.
That's it.
Because this is what is it, a 7? Is this
It's
a
a
6:30?
Yeah, so it's a 3:30
So a 3:30 kick.
Give me a little sun coming over the top.
You get a
of
little
that
sun, you're going to
stadium.
get it. I think you're going to get it, Gibbe.
All right, we're talking What day is this?
Sunday.
You're not going to do the same thing?
A high of 44
Oh, baby.
is right now what AccuWeather says. A high
Yep.
Yeah.
of 44.
He made the over-under. I think he knew
44
that.
and a half. Will it exceed the high? And there's no PFF data that's going to tell you that.
I'm not looking for a PFF.
Yes.
this is
Take
a
a shot
guts-
at him. Take a shot at him.
I'm looking for.
Let's go.
Getting get so excited. I can't wait for the apologies from Enough from the Clown.
What
after
time?
last
And the
week's
kick is what time? You said
3:30 local.
3:30 local. Okay, that does happen to coincide with, just FYI, everybody. That does happen to coincide with the high.
We do have
Each
Duraco
day.
coming up. We might have to
The
do
high
like the
each
back
day.
end of the over-unders after Duraco.
I'm going to go under. It's too random to.
All right,
I mean,
under.
it's too random.
All right. Time for one more?
We got one more, and then we can do the rest and scores.
Actually, it
and
makes
fun.
more sense if we stop now because the
Okay.
rest are all AFC.
All right.
So we'll do the AFC
Zagura
version.
starts it off next.
The AFC version of the over-unders will come up a bit later in the program.
Wait, did I say I want to do the same as him? Because it's too random.
No,
What did I
it's on
say?
the
You're
record.
locked
All right,
in.
fine. We'll take it under.
You're locked in.
We'll take it under.
Mike Duraco, ESPN NFL Nation reporter, joining us from Jacksonville on the other side of this quick timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fandom. The Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place your first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time to head down to Jacksonville. Mike DeRocco, ESPN NFL Nation reporter on the Jaguars side of things. He joins on the Twisted Tea Hotline, presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. Mike, thanks so much for taking the time. Mr. Yudinsky is in the building today, so we're getting to know him a little bit on a personal basis. You probably know him quite a bit better. What can you tell us about some of the attributes that would make him a good coach at the National Football League level?
Yeah, well, tell Grant I said hello next time you see him there. Yeah, he is a really, really sharp guy. Very, very smart. He understands that Rams, Liam Cohen, Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell sort of offense that they've brought over. And, the thing that's really important is Liam Cohen gets a lot of credit for fixing Trevor Lawrence, as he should. Trevor Lawrence, MVP candidate, second half of the year, was just phenomenal. Career high 29 touchdown passes. I mean, it was one of the best years of his career, if not the best year of his career. Well, Spencer Whipple, the QB coach, and Grant Yudinsky, the offensive coordinator, obviously, deserve a lot of that credit as well, because those are the guys that are with him every single day. And Yudinsky was really sort of helpful in terms of getting Lawrence's fundamentals right. They changed his footwork at the beginning of the year and, taught him, that's not an easy change when you've been doing it one way for, 25 years of your life, and then they want you to redo your footwork, and so it fits better with the system, and it's a brand new system. It's your third offense in 5 years. So they really did a good job of kind of clearing Trevor's head and getting the new offense going, and then getting him to fix those mechanics. They worked with him on moving guys in the secondary with his eyes a little bit more than he had been before. So, a lot of the fundamental stuff of the offense was stuff that, Yudinsky and Whipple were really responsible of getting, into Lawrence's head and getting him to drill it over and over and over again. So if you're a quarterback in Cleveland, I think you should be really, really excited about getting a chance to work with Grant Yudinsky.
What obviously everybody's talking about how smart he is, how much they loved him in Minnesota, and obviously you just talked about what he did down in Jacksonville, and that is all excellent. I think a lot of people, the question be is, at 30 years old, what kind of leadership capability does he have to lead a locker room that's going to include players that are older than him? And what kind of staff connections could he have around the league? Now here, he wouldn't have to worry about the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, the hope would be that Jim Schwartz and the entire defensive staff would stay, but those are, I think, kind of everybody. It sounds like it's unanimous. The kid knows ball and is an elite offensive mind. What about the leadership? What did you see from that standpoint?
Yeah, see, that's the real key thing. And, he's never been a full position assistant coach himself. He's always been an assistant and now an offensive coordinator that doesn't call plays. And at 30 years old, he's going to walk into that room, and those guys are going to be naturally skeptical. They're going to know about his background. Yep. They're going to know he's 30. They're going to know he's never, like I said, been anything but an assistant QB's coach, and an offensive coordinator who didn't call plays. So, that's going to be the key as to whether he can grab those guys. Now, there were a lot of questions about Liam Cohen as well. Mm-hmm. Same kind of thing. He'd never been anywhere more than 3 years. Worked with McVay, but didn't call plays with McVay. Did a good job calling plays last year in 24. In Tampa, but what's he going to be like in front of the room? And the players just absolutely loved him. And from what I've been told, the quarterbacks absolutely loved working with Grant Yudinsky, and they respected his knowledge of the offense and, like I talked about, getting Trevor right. And when you can stand there and you can give those guys information and you can make it easy for them to digest, and then you work with them all week, and then you see the results improve on the practice field and then during games on Sundays, then that earns you credibility, and that earns you a little bit more, with the teammate, with the players. So I think, in front of the room, he'll be fine. You know what I mean? What's it going to be like on game days is my bigger question, because he's very, very polished. He did a really good job. He spoke with us every week, and he was very, very good in answering questions and giving some context and stuff. So I don't think that part of it His knowledge and the way he interacts with the guys, I think, will win them over quickly. But again, you're going to have to see how is he calling the plays and how is he on Sunday. But I don't think there's going to be too much. Once they get to know him a little bit, I don't think there's going to be too much concern about can he be in the front of the room and have the guys' attention, because I think that'll come pretty quickly.
You mentioned Liam, and what did you see from a growth standpoint with him? Because my hunch, I mean, you're with O'Connell and you're with Cohen, like you're around really smart people. Like, what did you see in Liam Cohen's growth that potentially Grant could try to emulate here? Obviously, I mean, just from 30,000 feet, awkward first press conference, kind of, but then, like, what difference did it make? He was great. He kind of grabbed the whole organization by the throat. Like, what did you see there?
Well, the one thing the Jaguars did really, really well, I will say this, they changed their structure. They brought Tony Vaselli, Hall of Fame offensive tackle, executive vice president of football operations. So he was sort of the guy at the top there. And what they did was they made it so Liam Cohen did not have to do anything or worry about anything other than coaching the football team. Like, he didn't do his radio show. He popped in every once in a while. They handled all the other stuff that goes with running a football team, and Liam didn't have to worry about any of it. And that allowed him to really kind of focus on coaching the team, learning how to be a head coach, learning how to, handle all of the stuff that comes at you. So I think that's a key part that, if Yudinsky is going to be successful, I would think that would need to be sort of implemented as well, or at least they would try not to put too much on his plate. If there was, it's different in Cleveland. I'm sure you don't really need the coach out there helping to stump and sell some tickets at these, fan events and stuff like that. In Jacksonville, you kind of do a little bit, but they didn't have him do that. They had Baselli do some of that. They had Gladstone do some of that. It was just allowing him to coach football. And that's what he does best. So if you put Yudinsky in that situation and don't ask him to do all this other stuff and don't overwhelm him with stuff, then he can kind of grow as the season goes on. And that's what we saw out of Cohen. And, it helps to win. Obviously, that's the big thing. You can preach all you want and you can say, hey, we're going to do it this way. And, hey, this is the message we're giving. And, hey, this is the standard we set. But when you don't have the success on the field, it makes it harder for those guys to get it. So winning certainly helped that. And them not burdening Cohen with all that extra stuff helped them win, I firmly believe, much more than if he had just been thrown in and had to deal with all of it himself.
Let me ask you this, because obviously Grant Udinski could come from the Jags to the Browns. Will the Jags make any trades with the Browns in the future?
I don't know. What are they willing to part with Myles Garrett for?
Right, exactly.
I would think that would kind of grease the skids, making some trades, I would guess. But those guys, the one thing I did hear, he knows Liam Cohen goes back a long way with Spencer Whipple, so those guys were pretty tight.
Yeah.
And Yudinsky, obviously, he didn't know as far back, clearly, but kind of fit into that seamlessly. So, yeah, there's not going to be really I have no doubt that, those guys will still talk, although they do play the Browns this year, right? That game is here in Jacksonville, yeah.
Yeah, we do go back
Maybe
to
they won't
Jacksonville.
talk that
You're
week.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they won't talk that week, but otherwise, look, they need a pass rusher. I know that. So maybe Liam's already put a bug in his ear.
We'll see.
Mike, thank you so much for the time and the expertise and sharing with us today, all of it. Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, there he goes. Mike DiRocco, ESPN NFL Nation reporter in Jacksonville on Grant Yudinsky, who is in the building today interviewing for the head coaching job of your Cleveland Browns. We will get your scores and close out your over-unders coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, kids. All right, so we got 4 left on the over-unders. I believe it is to you, Zagura.
Yes.
Sure.
We're in the AFC now. We're looking for receiving yards accumulated. Butte and Diggs, over-under, Mims and Sutton.
These are
Bless you,
so
Jim.
random. I'll take Butte and Diggs.
You're over. Is it over? Gibby?
What was the question again, real quick?
Butte and Diggs, receiving yards, over-under, Mims and Sutton.
And he went over?
He went over.
I will go under.
Oh, baby. Strategery. Here we go.
I'm glad that you finally have gotten this. It does make me feel better, even though these are so
Over,
random.
Under.
Well, some of these aren't. I mean, these are actual. I mean, it's. I mean, the temperature is, but the rest of these, I mean,
The
like
temperature
the receiving
lens.
yards of 2 players isn't, and a combination of receivers isn't. Here's another one for you. This one isn't. Stidham, quarterback passing yards, Gibbe, 199.5. Making his first start in 700 days. It's the longest stretch between starts since 1972
Under.
for a first-time playoff starter. Under.
I'll go 173.
All right.
I should get
Under.
bonus if I get within 5 yards of that.
Fair. We'll put it
I
to the
won't,
over-under
but
committee.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. You know,
And I need 160 of them to go to Cortland Sutton, please.
what was the number?
199.5.
Over. He started 4 games in his career. He has never thrown for fewer than 219 yards.
Next.
Over, under.
All right, Gibbe. Temperature at kick. Mile high. It's a 3 o'clock kick, so 1 o'clock local. 23 and a half.
A little colder there.
23 and a half in Denver. 23 and a half, Gibbe. Sun is going to shine. It's the Rockies.
It's the happiest place on the earth.
It really is.
But it's going to get cold at some point there.
It's cold there now. 23 and a half.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to go under.
Under.
Same.
Next.
Over, under.
I'm looking for total points scored. Is this you, Dr. Z?
It is.
Yeah.
Total points scored. Rams plus Pats, over under Broncos plus Seahawks. The 2 seeds are the 1 seeds.
Rams and Pats.
Over?
Yep.
All right. Give me.
No. He went with the number 1 seeds.
He went with the 2 seeds.
I went with the Rams and the Pats.
Rams, Pats. He went 2 seeds.
The 2 teams that don't have
Yeah,
playoffs.
I'm going to do the same thing as him. I'm not going to go opposite on that.
You went over.
I've gone opposite on a couple of yours, like a buffoon.
Yeah, I don't.
So you're fine.
I think that ends poorly.
All right. There you go. We'll see how it shakes out.
So we got mixed up on who went first because he should have gone first 4
Yeah,
times.
I think we screwed it up on the return.
but it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Perfect. Great.
All right, time for the scores.
It is time for the scores. Welcome to championship weekend
Listen to
in the
pep in his
National
voice.
Football
All
League.
jacked up. He's back in it.
It's like, you know what you remind me of right now was in the scene in A Christmas Story when he finally gets his decoder and he's like, oh, you can hear he's really excited for this message tonight. Turned out to be Drink More Ovaltine. Spoiler.
This score has changed. It's now 3.5.
Also, last week, Bo and I went 0 for 2 on Saturday and 2 for 2 on Sunday. So
Even
we
Steven
remain
boys.
66 games over 500 combined.
That's amazing.
It's not bad.
Patriots on the road. Horseface is the celebrity captain. I'm going to knock those 2 front teeth off. Broncos playing host to the Mike Vrabel-led Patriots. Score now 3.5.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a 2-point swing from guess the scores.
Yeah.
Five and a half.
Was it 4.5?
5.5. Wednesday, it was 5.5.
Well, it's down to 3.5.
Yeah. Wow.
Bo Bishop, you want to lead us off?
Sure. I'll tell you, at 5.5, I would have rolled with the home team. At 3.5, I'm rolling with Mikey V and the New England Patriots. And once the Bills were eliminated, the Stidham factor, I do think the Broncos, I think it's going to be a really good game. I don't think it's going to be aesthetically pleasing. I think it'll be low scoring. It'll be similar to the first two games. But that number makes me think Patriots 18, Broncos 12.
Zagora.
Something just occurred to me. Gibbe, you went with the Broncos receivers to have more yards than the Pats receivers, and also Jared Stidham to go under 199.
That's right.
Don't question it.
I'm dialed
Guy's
in.
on a heater.
I don't like it. I don't like one bit of it.
Covering all the bases.
If this thing's tied next week,
Oh, my God.
unbelievable if somehow it's tied.
Temperatures are going to matter. Let me tell you something. The high can't get over the 43.5. The high of the day says 43. So it's going to be 43. I'm going to win that one. I'm going to be very pleased. I think it's going to be a very close game. Drake May has not been great in the playoffs. This is a Denver defense, got a lot of pride. They're doing the whole nobody believes in us thing. I think Stidham can ball. I think New England wins the game, but I think they win it on a field goal.
Oh, baby.
23-20.
Yeah. I could see that. I mean, I would not surprise me if Denver won. I wouldn't. I think it's going to be a really competitive game. I don't think it's going to be the fun one to watch. I think this one is the next one.
The next one is the fun one. Ram it on the road in Seattle, part 3 of this NFL West rivalry. Seahawks, ram it. Nathan Zagura.
I've liked the Rams the whole time. I still like the Rams. I believe they will win this game, and so that's what I'm going with. I think the Rams will be playing in the Super Bowl. I don't know what the game is going to be. I think it is going to be relatively close for a time, but I can see the Rams winning this one by 10, 34-24.
The last 3 times that we've been in a situation with the Seattle Seahawks, I've looked at the number and I said, why are they favored in San Francisco against the Niners? This doesn't make sense. And they bombed them. Last time out, last weekend. Certainly Kyle will keep it close. I don't expect them to win. You don't have to win. Keep it close. I think I picked Seattle to win, but not to handle the business with the scores. I can't get past Stafford and Darnold.
That's
I
where
just
it.
can't.
That's where it ends for me.
And all I need is a field goal
2 minutes.
from the thick kicker, and I'm good. Ram it.
Los Angeles.
Yep, your boys.
You don't even need them to win.
Rams Patriots would be.
You don't even need them to win.
What's that?
You don't even need the Rams to win.
No, I know, but I think they're going to win by a field
By
goal.
the way, wouldn't Rams Patriots be a rematch of
one of the worst
fastest show on turf?
Well,
Yeah.
that one, and also one of the worst Super Bowls ever when
Well,
Brady
that-
beat Goff and those guys. What was that, like 13-3?
Yeah. That was bad.
Yeah, I was at the other one in New Orleans, where Brady went down and got a field goal.
I think that was Gerard Cherry's first Super Bowl win.
Was it really?
I believe so.
Oh, that's right, because he and I have done stuff, and I was
Yeah.
like, I was at that Super Bowl. And he said, "Yeah, me too."
Different capacities.
Very different capacities. Gonna be fun, man. It's all Sunday. You're gonna be snowed in. I think these numbers are
just
gonna be
keep-
massive.
Just keep the power on.
Yeah, might
Keep the
find a
internet
way.
working.
Keep the internet working. Keep the power on.
1 minute.
By the way, however fast you think your car can handle in these bad conditions, just go half that speed. Just get there in one piece.
Yeah.
You cannot stop
No.
the way that you think you can.
No.
Just slow down, man. Chill.
Be cool, brother.
Be cool.
Rams, Patriots, dog. Book it.
That'd be a fun Super Bowl.
That
would be a
wraps
fun
up the week. 4 for 4.
30.
All right, we're back Monday. Have a great, safe weekend. Stay warm, kids. Cleveland Runs Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.